Well, that was faster than I expected. I was just taking my sweet time here. How's everybody doing? I'm answering a text. Oh, I'm such a horrible host. You'd think I'd get better at this. How we doing, everybody? Happy Sunday. Here we are. Here we are. The gang's all here. Nicholas, Nicolau, Will, awesome Tollbringer Will. There's like 6 Wills. That's Tollbringer Will. All right. Christian, Gary, how's it going, everybody? Marius. Jack, almost first. Almost got it. Good evening from wet and windy, the UK. Is it wet and windy there? So last weekend it was snowing, right? Remember that? Last weekend it snowed here. Today it's like 65 degrees. It's hot. Like we had to turn the fan on in the house again today. It's just nuts, man. Nutso. But we had a great Halloween. Did you guys have a good Halloween? Squirrels. Squirrels. New to the stream. David's new to the stream. Welcome, David. Welcome to the stream. Halloween visitors. You had precisely 0. Really? You know, we definitely had a slow Halloween compared to our usual Halloweenies. But we had some. It was nice. It was nice. It wasn't too bad. Some people did a really neat thing where they took the candy and they just spread it out on their driveway. And then they just had a sign that said, take one. And some people sat out front of their houses and said, you know, happy Halloween and dressed up and stuff. So it was fun. You know, it was fun. It was as good as it could be given all of the circumstances. It could have certainly been a lot worse. I was afraid that it was going to be bad. That wasn't going to be anybody, but it wasn't bad. We have a lot of candy left over. So if anybody wants some candy, we're going to be doing Halloween for the next week. Do I have a video about node number? Oh boy, let's see what's this about. Music Man, Ontario. Do I have a video about the node number? I'm not sure what you mean, but let's see. I have 812 RGB LED strings. Do I divide that number by 170? Oh, you're talking about X lights. You're talking about X lights. So the best place to ask specific questions like that, I will refer you first of all to the Discord chat and the LED channel. There's some guys in there that are super good at helping. I wish I could do more for the people who help so much. So I appreciate so much of your helpers. Everybody should probably know Sir Goodenough or What Are We Fixing Today? Same guy. He is in the chat constantly helping. Blade, obviously, in there a lot. And then in the LED chat, you got Mikkel and Tech Turtle and Stubbs Christmas. Those guys are in there in the LED chat helping people all the time. And I know there's more. I didn't list everybody, but you guys are fantastic for doing all of your support and help in the chat, in the Discord. So I would say go there, but basically in X lights, it counts each actual LED, like each actual diode, as they call them channels, I think, guys, right? They call them channels. So in one RGB LED, you have a red diode, a green, and a blue. So there are 3. So you take the total number of pixels that you have, and in each pixel you have 3 LEDs. So you take the total number of pixels, divide that by 3, and that tells you how many, well, whatever they're calling them. Or no, you have multiply it by 3, not divide it by 3, sorry. Multiply it by 3, and that tells you how many channels you have. Okay? It's a dumb thing. I wish it would change, and maybe someday it will. I mean, it's not dumb. It's just the way it's historic, right? It's the way that it's been done before. There were a lot of people doing it. So there you go. LED Lighting DIY is the LED help channel in Discord Docs Guild. Thank you, Sir Goodenough. I agree, though. It confuses me too, Music Man. It confuses me all the time. And there's Miguel right there. You know, I keep saying Miguel, but is it Michael? Do you say Michael? Is that how you pronounce it? Because I was looking at that. I was looking at how you spell it. And I was like, wait, that looks like it could certainly be Michael. All right, let's see. What does Will say? Page, what color am I? Oh, why didn't it page me? Did you do it? I think you have to do it in Discord. Tollbringer, try it again in Discord, man, and see if it worked. because my lights should be working. Oh, maybe they're not working. No, they're not working. Surprise! Something's not working. Oh, I know what happened. I unplugged them. Sorry. But I do see that you sent me a message here in Discord, so let's see what Tollbringer has to say. Oh, yes, that's true. Okay, we'll make the announcement. We'll make the announcement right now. So, in the world of LED controllers, we might as well touch on that at the beginning here, because I know a lot of you guys have either have, these Dig Unos, Dig Quads, or waiting for them. And I don't want this to always be just the Dig Uno, Dig Quad WLED channel. I understand. It is that season, so everybody's excited about it, so I want to cover it a lot. But as an update, I'll tell you a couple things. One, I should hopefully be getting them back in stock in the next week. I've been taking back orders for a couple of weeks now, and at least in my definition of back order, according to the way my website runs it, what they call it a back order. What that means is if you put in a back order, you're buying it, but I don't have them to ship to you yet. So as soon as I get them, I will start shipping them in the order that I received the orders. So there are people who put in orders on October 10th that I will be sending out first. All right. So I should get those soon. Hopefully in the next week, and we'll start shipping them out. Okay. Number 2, fun, big announcement to make. Tollbringer will here at xgeeks. Is it xgeeks.ca? What's your website, Tollbringer? We are expanding the distribution a little, and Tollbringer is now going to be the Canadian distributor. So there you go, Will Hutchin. He's going to be the Canadian distributor. So all Canadian orders on my site now have been stopped. If you've put in a Canadian order on my site, I will ship it. Because I'm sure over the past few weeks there have been some. But any new Canadian orders, there is now a link on my website to Will's website, and then he will be shipping them in Canada. He doesn't have any either. Thank you very much, Sir Goodenough, for dropping the links. He doesn't have any in stock right now either. He should get them about the same time I do, I believe. So we've got a big order leaving the factory soon. They should come soon, and they usually ship them pretty fast. Actually, I've always been very impressed when Quindor says they're coming. They come really fast. So he said they're done with assembly, they're done with testing, and so they should be out the door pretty soon. Dutch or European distributor right now, that's all through Quindor. So the rest of the world is all covered through Quindor's store, which I believe they're shipping direct from China. And he can answer that question a little bit more specifically about why. I know part of the problem with him importing them and then sending them out again is, they have a lot of import taxes and a lot of duties and things that they have to pay. So for me, I get a big shipment in the U.S. and then I can ship them all throughout the U.S. and not have to pay a lot in shipping. So it makes a ton of sense. Like we're just saving everybody money by doing it this way instead of having everybody buy it direct from China and pay a whole lot more shipping. Otherwise we'd just be making the shipping people more wealthy. So that's what we're doing right now. That's the way it's going. So congratulations, welcome aboard, Will. Will is the Canadian distributor, and who knows? I mean, between now and next year, by the time things keep expanding, when I say we, I mean mostly this is Quindor's gig. But will there be other distributors in other countries? I don't know. I know it'll be slow. I know he wants to keep it a tight group. So, but anyways, if you're in Canada, Will is now the man for Canada. So Quindor makes them, and you guys just ship them. They're made Ikafar. They're actually made in China. They're made in a factory in China. So we just have some contacts there and people that are putting them together in a factory there. So, and then they ship from there to me. So Quindor doesn't actually touch them, but he is in contact with the people who are doing the assembly and the flashing and the testing constantly. But he doesn't put his hands physically on them. And then somebody asked about Permatrac. So Permatrac, here's what's up with Permatrac. And then I promise we'll get into some just fun DIYs and Q&As. That's what I want to do today. But here's the update on Permatrac, because I saw somebody asked about that too. So our initial order was 1,000. So we ordered 1,000 pieces. And with the exception of the brown with the holes coming out the sides, that's all been sold out for a long time. But we still do have brown with holes on the sides. So if you want some brown with holes on the sides, we have in stock. We got a second order, which came in, I guess it's been a little bit less than a month ago, and it's already sold out as well. Right now, we are still we're still learning inventory management a little bit, so forgive us, me and Mike, RGB man Mike. So we're learning inventory management a little bit. And the way that Mike's website was handling it, he was just taking orders without having an inventory in there. So it's not a great way to do it, right? So we're going to fix that. It's not fixed yet, but what happened then is basically it's oversold, right? So we had 1,000 pieces, sold more than we had. So he's shipping them out, and I think most of them should be shipped out fairly soon. We're shipping out, like 20 orders a day. So they're shipping out pretty good. And we have now put in another order to China for 5,000 more. I've already paid for it, so it will, the guy that's making it for us there in China said it will take 20 days from the time that we paid for it. And I paid for it on Thursday or Friday. So 20 days, and then he ships it. So I'm hoping that around Thanksgiving, maybe a little bit after Thanksgiving would be my guess, that it will come. It will arrive. So then we'll have 5,000 more pieces. Hopefully that will get a lot of people's orders filled. This is super popular right now. This is going to have to expand into next year. People are hopefully going to get them this year, but maybe not. So that's the best I have about when it will be back in stock. And now some of you may have heard me say this before. I did try and do a local manufacturer. In fact, I put out 8 requests for bids from different people to make the Permatrac locally, and not just in Utah, but around a couple different other states. And the best price I got was still 3 times as much as what they're charging us to make it in China. So and the timeline was not really much better. They still said it was going to be 3 or 4 weeks. So unfortunately, I think we're stuck with this timeline right now. Please forgive us for the delays. We really, I guess we should have anticipated a better demand. An endeavor like this is new for me. And when you're putting a significant outlay of money to have all this stuff made, and you don't know yet if people are going to buy it or how much of it they're going to buy. So we were hoping that 1,000 wasn't too many. We were off by a couple decimal points. So, but we're going to catch up. Just bear with us, forgive us. And we're all in this together. So be kind to poor Mike and me when you're not getting your stuff as fast as you want it. Okay. So that's enough of that. Other questions about that? We can move on. All right. Glad the Permatrac is exploding. Thank you very much, Bonsai. Me too. Just got notification that my Elgu Mars 2 Pro has shipped and should be here tomorrow. Nice, Mark. So is that a printer? Elgu Mars 2 Pro. Is that a resin printer? Almost wanted how to mount external drive for media to work with Plex. Oh, buddy. Sorry. I wish I knew that. I don't know much about Plex, unfortunately, but maybe somebody do. Can I buy a Dig Uno as a kit? Good question, Mike. So Quindor and I have been talking a lot about that, and at some point we will make that available, but right now we don't. We're really focused on catching up with the assembled orders and making sure that we finally get ahead of them so that we can actually keep them in stock and people can get them when they order them. But that is definitely something that we have talked about, and I think at some point next year, early next year, hopefully, it would be something that would be available. You know, you could go on and for a discounted price, obviously, you would be buying all the parts that you would need to put it together in a bag. Ouch! Just hit my elbow on the desk. Okay, so that will very likely happen at some point next year. But right now, it's not. Is there a parts list? Oh, heck yeah, Mike. Oh, heck yeah. This is actually, so the whole Did Uno thing, all of Quindor's boards they're made to be do it yourself. And he's got all the links that you want on his website. So if you go to, and you could even do it with the quad, honestly. So let's go to the quad. Oh wait, that's the Quinn LED quad. That's not the same as the Dig quad. That's this one. So if you go here, actually, let's just use this page. This is probably in there. But yeah, he's got all the hardware guide, and every bit of the hardware guide, everything along the way, he gives you links to go and get the parts that you need, and he explains it. I mean, you could not ask for better instructions. I had a few people that were kind of upset that they didn't get instructions with their Dig Unos or their Dig Quads. And I mean, all the instructions are here. Like more instructions than you could ever want. A better user's manual than you will ever get from any consumer product is available on Quindor's website. So you know, somebody says, "Oh, I didn't get any instructions. I don't know how to use it." Man, it's right here. I don't know how to make it any better for you. I'm not going to print this and put it in your house or put it in your package. You know, it's right here. So, anyways, all the stuff that you need is here. The problem here, and the reason that we want to get to selling kits at some point, is that when you buy these like this, man, you got to buy 100 of them, right? Or you got to buy 10 of them. And what if you only want to make 1 or 2 boards, you know? So that's why we're going to get to the point where we're selling them in kits. But we're not quite there yet, okay? We're not quite there. Can I get it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Your wife doesn't want the LEDs on the front of your house. What? She obviously hasn't seen them. She needs to see how cool they are. Then she would love it. Maybe use 6812s to turn them on white if the wife is coming home. Oh, there you go. Any news on WLED update we need for the quad? I don't know anything about that yet, Derek. I know that there is a WLED Discord channel, and I know Air Cookie hangs out in there, plus a bunch of other guys that have been helping with development and all that. So they might be able to give you a timeline, but all we have right now is the one that's pre-compiled, and it's good. We like it. Unicorn. Reese wants a unicorn. Oh, hey, Rob's here. How's it going, Rob? Hook up Rob. Wife is decorating the house for Christmas right now. Wow. Show might start as early as this week. Nice, man. That's great. How's things, Rob? How's things, man? Jeez, wife wants more LEDs. The bank account needs help. I keep on thinking about the Terminator when I hear the name Dig Quad. Really? 117 blew up my Proxmox server after running for about an hour. Fortunately, 11 point. Okay, good. 1.7. Okay, 7.1 fix it. Never knew what the problem was. Oh, okay. So Peter's got a warning. A word to the wise. If you're updating to Home Assistant 117, well, I guess you're not going to be updating to 117.0 now. Go ahead and get to 117.1. I still haven't made the jump. I did see, though, I did notice, if you go to Home Assistant and the supervisor, if you look at the release notes for 117, they made the big change in the template. What did he call them? The template types, native types for templates. They made this an option that you need to opt into. So right now, if you update to 117, it won't break all your templates. But you can opt in, see what templates are broken, and try and fix them slowly, right? During this next cycle. And then you probably have 2 weeks or so before they get to 118. And it looks like, from what I read, if I recall, I don't know where exactly he says it here, but it looks like it's going to be something that will be the default in the next version. So, oh no, Rob completely destroyed Home Assistant last week by accident. Almost 3 hours of total downtime trying to fix it before I just restored from a backup from the week before. Oh no, how did you do it, Rob? I'm very curious. Yours has always been so rock solid. You haven't had to mess with yours for months, you say. Do I have my Lovelace YAML shared anywhere? Yes, I believe I do. Let's go to GitHub and see. It's been a while since I updated it, but I haven't changed my home system much either. I won't say it's been cruising like Rob's where it's like everything's perfect, but it's been cruising well enough and I haven't had to mess with it. Home Assistant config, I believe this is it. Yeah, this should be it. I don't remember where does it live? Is this the new one? Months ago, 22 days ago. Yeah, this is probably it. Where does it live? Do you guys remember? I don't remember where it lives. Packages? Themes? I don't remember where it lives. Installed Docker for Windows, which installed Hyper-V, which stopped VirtualBox from working. So I updated VirtualBox, which was a bad idea. Oh, I see. Yeah, things can get complicated fast. So you know what I got to do now? I got to put Home Assistant in the RV. So I don't have a topic today. One of the reasons I don't have a specific topic today is because I spent this entire week working on the RV. And for everybody that didn't know, we bought a used RV and we bought it so that we could take it up to the property that we purchased in Idaho and park it there while we build and visit. And so this RV was old. And so it had, an old CRT TV. The thing weighed 100 pounds. I couldn't lift it by myself. And it came down on top of me when I was taking it out. But I spent the whole week, I took the old TV out, put a new flat TV in, right? Took the stereo out, put a new stereo in with Bluetooth and all that stuff. And then I fixed the dinette table. So I spent the whole week working on that stuff, right? But now I need to do Home Assistant in there because it's got stuff like, it's got 2 thermostats. You got water pumps. You've got, you even have like the extender things. I don't know if I want to automate all that stuff, but I definitely want a lot of sensors, right? I definitely want a lot of sensors. Any application, home automation ideas for the RV? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Some call it fun. I know that there's a specific thread in the Home Assistant forums that does that, but that talk about that. So I haven't read much in it yet, but I want to do that. And then Whole Assistant. Yeah, we'll get there eventually next year sometime. when we put Home Assistant in the that's a pretty picture. When we put Home Assistant in the Hobbit hole. A Hobbit hole. Yeah, fresh slate. It's going to be fun. What was I looking for here? Oh, I was looking for the Lovelace UI. Where's the Lovelace UI live, fellas? Do you know? I don't remember where it lives anymore. It should be in here somewhere. Anybody know where it lives? Do I do this for a living now, Lord Next? Not yet, man. Not yet. It's kind of hard to replace my day job, right? I mean, I'm an anesthesiologist by day, superhero by night. No, so it's kind of hard to replace the day job. But we're in a good place. YouTube has not been. I haven't been really focused on new videos. If you've noticed, I'm sure you have. What I try and do that's been working out okay right now is I'm so busy doing these other things like filling DigUno orders and working on getting Permatrac in stock and these. What I've been doing is just taking live streams and chopping them up and putting them out. And I think that's good for getting out content that's useful, but it's not popular. If you look at the number of views on some of these videos, and I think some of them actually were pretty good and pretty useful, but they get a couple thousand views and that's it. It's not tens of thousands. So YouTube for me is not, it's not going to be full time for maybe ever, but we'll see. IT, yeah, a lot of you guys do that kind of stuff. It's not the config. It's not the config folder. Oh, is that right? It's not in the config folder? Notify. How long was config on GitHub on a previous stream, if I remember correctly? Need a guide on how you do that. Thanos, yeah, I don't remember exactly how we did it either, but it wasn't too bad. Could be worse. Could make a full video and get sub 10,000 views. Those hurt. I bet. Sorry, Rob. But you do some really good. You've had some home runs too, man. You've had some home runs. We all strike out, I guess, every once in a while, but You've had some home runs. The thing is, when I'm here for the stream, I don't need to watch the videos. That's true, Ikafar. That's true. That's true. How did, so where is Lovelace? Where is the Lovelace file? Let's go look and see. If I haven't been sharing it, I will certainly do what I can to share it. If it's not in the config, then where is it? Why is it not here? Why do I not have a folder that says Lovelace or something? Oh, it's .storage. Oh, that's why. Okay. 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 There it is. .storage/Lovelace. Is this is a file? So this is it? Is that it right there? Oh yeah. This is it. Oh, that's going to be, that's all JSON. That's going to be pretty hard to decipher. So what's the best way to share a Lovelace configuration then, guys? Because I've been under the assumption that my Lovelace configuration was shared. So what's that? Yeah, don't share that till you sweep it for secrets. Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's not being shared. Okay, so then what's the best way to share a Lovelace, Lovelace? Share secrets? I'll do that. I'll just share my secrets. Just open a raw editor in GUI and copy and paste bin. Okay. Yeah, let's just do that. I'll do that for you. Let's do it right now. Right now. Right now. We'll do it as a gist. And so if you go to gist.github.com and then me, because I do have view my gists. So this should be in there. This is the place. So some people have asked, yeah, here comes the secrets. Some people have asked for like that solar card, you know, and stuff. This solar card, this is the custom bar card. That's what makes this happen. And I know I've shared that in here several times. But all of these gists, this is kind of like a paste bin, right? This is a real simple thing. Any plans for Permatrac with diffusers? No, Michael, no. I don't think so, because the little pixels have, you know, a bit of a diffuser on the end of them. So the Permatrac's really for pixels. If you want diffuser, you can do like Rob does and do the aluminum channel, and that has a diffuser on it, if you like that look. How do I make them brighter if they aren't bright enough? Oops, which one are you talking about? We love you, Mike. That I would bet if you're talking about WLED, you need to go into the WLED configuration, LED options or whatever, and adjust the maximum current, most likely. That would be my guess. Okay, so in here you'll have all that stuff. So let's just do the whole Lovelace. We'll make a new gist. Just add a gist. Create a new gist. Okay. Gist description. Full Lovelace config. Okay. And we're going to call it DrZzs. Now here's the problem. This is going to be frozen in time, okay? I'm not going to update this specific one. So this is frozen in time with what I've got right now, and we'll call it good at that. Okay. I got enough things to do. I can't update this all the time. Okay, raw config editor. And then we're just going to grab this. Of course, we got the animated background, which I actually have turned off currently. Go, 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 go. There's probably a better way to do this, right? Give it a date. Oh, good idea. I'll put a date on it. Gee whiz, how many are there? Oh my goodness, it's really big. Come on, Michael Scott, where are you? Okay, here we go. Copy. And then we'll go here and we'll just paste it in. Okay. And we'll call it Lovelace. And this is November 1st, right? 11/1/2020. I'm sure that the date would have been part of it anyways, but we'll do that. We're not going to make it a secret gist. We're going to make it a public gist. I don't think there's any secrets in there. I can't imagine there are. So create a public gist. Did I do that already? Okay. There it is. So here you go. Sorry about that. I've been telling people for a long time, oh yeah, it's on GitHub. Oh, it's on GitHub. It's on GitHub. I just assumed it was on GitHub. Whoopsies. And if you want to turn on the live thing in the back, there's an interesting thing that's happened. Maybe this is changed now. So I've had the live thing off for a little while, but I'm going to turn it back on for you. And I want to show you something. The opacity of my cards has been inconsistent. So now we need to refresh this. I believe. Okay, and that's not going to show up there at all. So we're going to, because of the theme, it's probably because this theme has a background in it already. So we're going to change the theme to, I think it was this one was good. I haven't done any subscribing things, so here you go. Thank you for subscribing, everybody. Okay, change that. Now we should be able to go back here. Yep, there it goes. But why is it still not showing the animated background? That's weird. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, now it's working. Yeah, okay. So there was an animated background update, and for a while before the animated background update, the opacity of these cards, some of the cards were, you could see through them like this, right? Where I turned down the opacity or whatever, and then others you couldn't. Others it was like totally solid, and I didn't like that. I didn't know why that was. And then I did an update and I didn't check it, but now anyways, here it is. And there's the updated background. So pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. How can I fix my Chromebook? I don't know. Thermal Vision couldn't tell you. Sorry. Where and how do you get your data for the solar dashboard? Okay, I have two parts. There's two parts to my solar dashboard, which has disappeared. Anybody see my solar dashboard? Where did my solar dashboard go? Where has my solar dashboard gone? Seriously, where'd it go? Why is it gone? Okay, it's on this page. That's fine. So there's two places I'm getting data for this. One of them is the solar inverter system. And the way that I have mine set up, the way I have mine set up is my inverter, my solar inverter, is sending data to a system called PV Outpost. And PV Outpost is a place where pretty much any solar inverter that has any sort of connectivity should be able. It's not output. I'm pretty sure it's outpost. World's biggest project. Is it output? I thought it was outpost. Sorry, PV output. I said it wrong. Yeah. So you set up an account with PV output, and then you configure your solar inverter account, like whatever you log into your solar inverter with, you basically give that information to these guys. That way, if you don't have a component specifically in Home Assistant for your inverter, this will sort of translate it, and there is a PV output integration for Home Assistant. Okay, so you connect PV output to your solar inverter, and then you connect Home Assistant to PV output. All right. Depending on which solar inverter you have, you could connect them directly. And I know Frank does his directly, and I've done mine directly. It works great either way. So that's the first couple of sensors come from there. So this energy generation and power generation, those come from PV output. So those are sensors that grab data from PV output, and it tells me how much power I am currently generating and how much I've generated for the day. So that's those two top bars. And then the next two bars are the power usage in my house. And it's a current, like right now, this exact moment, how much power am I using? And then for the last, since midnight, how much power am I using? And I get those because I have a whole house power monitoring system, which is that simple circuit guy. Miss Peach, thanks for subscribing, Miss Peach. More unicorns. I think it's called Simple Circuit. I think it's called Simple Circuit or something like that. Very simple. What's it called? It's called something like that. It's DIY power monitoring. Well, anyways, follow this. This is what I followed. This is what I followed. Applaud. Oh, that's cool. That's new. So Travis, I haven't heard from Travis in a while. I'm sure he's been busy, but he made this, and he talks about the boards that you buy. And I had this fellow on. I can't remember his first name right now, but I had him come talk to us once. ESP flasher, circuit setup. This one. Circuit setup, I guess, is the circuit setup. Yeah. So I knew it was something like that. Circuit setup. Circuitsetup.us. This is the power monitoring system that I use, and it's awesome. It's really awesome. So I have this board here, and you can get 6 different monitors for it. To be honest, though, what I've been using is really just 2, because what I've been using is like a whole. I've just got it hooked onto the main. I do have the others hooked up, but I just have 2 of them that do the main input to the panel. And that's where I get the information. So these 2 down here, this is how much I'm currently using and how much I've used for the day. This one is how much solar I'm producing right now, which is actually really good. Well, almost 7 kilowatts right now. That's not bad for November 1st, And this is how much I've produced for the day. So pretty good. A WLED gig, I don't know, did you ever open up an ink? You want me to do that right now, Ikafar? You think I'm getting... Okay, I'll try it. Ikafar's got a task for me here, so I'll give it a try. See, I don't even know how to do it. Incognito, there it goes. Says unauthorized. All right. Sorry for the loss yesterday. As far as I'm concerned, football season is over again. 2 games into the season, and it's over. Hey, we got 77 people on Twitch. We keep this up, I might even get a partner thing. It's the same on every ingress link. So what does that check, Ikafar? What does that check? We'll do a little bit of other stuff here too. Ooh. Where can I get a WLED gig? What you mean? What you mean, Bobby? Going to switch to what? Oh, what am I going to switch to after dark sky goes dark? I actually already. So I think you're right. I do have that still set up to read dark sky, if I recall. Oh, on this one it's not there. It's on this one here. It's Systems main overview. Where did my solar? Why is my solar not on here? Maybe I don't have my solar on here. Maybe I took it off. Huh. That's crazy. Well, I know that there's a solar. The solar thing is still in the gist. Oh no, there it is. It's showing up now. That's weird. Okay. So somebody was asking, what am I going to switch to after dark sky goes dark? Right. So if you look in here, let's see what I have. I think it's still, I think the background is still, it's still responding to dark sky, but what I've actually switched to is something I can't remember the name of, so I'll show you here. So this weather station report here comes from a system that's not dark sky. I just don't remember what it is. Open weather map. Open weather map. That's what I'm using. Open weather map. So I'm sure that there is a... Gosh, this is just really giving me grief. I'm sure that there is a an integration for open weather map. Don't you like this? I really like this. This makes me feel like the Weasleys from Zach. Oh, that was funny. This is like the Weasleys clock, you know, from Harry Potter. All right, I haven't seen any chat in a minute. So is the chat disconnected? Did everybody leave? Looks like my YouTube chat is not updating. So the only chat I see is what's behind my head. Also switched to the open weather map. Yeah, it's been good. It's been pretty good. Yeah, so that's weird. Let's go back and try and open up the chat again because I've lost my chat. Sweet. I was talking to Quindor about doing something fun with everybody's LEDs. Are there already hashtags that you cool kids follow for those kinds of LED shows? You know, I would specifically like one where if somebody's using WLED or if somebody's using like a Dig Uno board or WLED, certainly Permatrac would be cool too. But a hashtag that we could start or join that would be a collection of everybody's displays, right? Because we've got a lot of people that are new this year. This is like the year where it feels like an exponential number of people are putting these individually addressable LEDs on their houses. So it's a really cool time. And I'd like to kind of capture that, follow it, see how it's going and get people's displays, you know, get to watch what they're doing. So do you guys follow any hashtags that do that? I know the cool kids follow hashtags. All you Instagrammers and tweeters and Instagrammers. All right. Okay, now I got chat back. So somebody asked, do I know an easy to use Tuya bulb only in local without the cloud? So I'm pretty sure Tuya has a local only mode now. So, and I say that because I know Paul Hibbert sort of proved it, right? He set it up with the Tuya app, didn't do anything funky, didn't do Tasmota or anything, didn't do Home Assistant or anything. He unplugged his router from the internet and it still controlled his switch, his Tuya switch. So I think you can do it that way. So it's not been cool. You haven't been cool since 1972, Mike? Yeah, but I bet you had a sweet ride. Did you have a cool car in 1972? Everybody had a cool car in 1972. WLED moved to a Falcon 48. Oh, really, Nick? Oh, okay. Can X-Lights run directly from a Raspberry Pi? X-Lights on a Raspberry Pi? I mean, I think you can run X-Lights in Linux, if that's what you mean. So if you're using a Raspberry Pi as a desktop, I think you can run X-Lights. You can use a Raspberry Pi as a Falcon controller. So that is true. You can do that. What would you go with just starting out? WS2812B or SK6812s. I'd like to hear what you guys say. I would go with WS12B, or the 2812Bs. That's what I would go with. That's me. The 68, if I recall, 6812s, that has the white channel as well, right? We're squirreling amazingly today. Amazingly. I do want to show you my bar card solar. So for those of you who are looking for the bar card, it's right there. Yeah, the 2812s are really easy to use. The problem with the 68, I mean the 68, this whatever it is, 6812s, right? SK 6812s. I think they have a white channel. So if I recall, yeah, RGBW. So the good thing about RGBW is that they have a real white LED on them. I don't think you need that on the outside of your house. Certainly not in a strip. I mean, maybe if you want to have just accent lighting, like a lot of people do, and it looks pretty cool, makes your house look really fancy. You just have white light that shines on your house from the eaves that shines down. If you wanted white light, then use 6812s. Because the white from the RGB isn't that good. You use 2812s. When you use those, or the 2811s, when you try and make white light from them, it's not great. But I would agree with Jack. So if you wanted to do something inside your house, like under your cabinets or, crown molding or something where you might want to use it as regular lighting, then yeah, go with the 6812s, because then you can have white light for your regular lighting. But then when you want to party, you want to have fun, you want to turn the room into a disco ball, whatever, then you can do the RGB stuff and have a lot of fun. So inside your house in specific locations, that's where I would use 6812s. But outside, if you're going to do it just for a fun display of holiday kind of lights and stuff, then 2812s are the way to go. Some time ago, I shared a media player vertical and horizontal card, which you adapted but lost. Would I share it again, please? I would bet you it's here. My guess is it's in this gist stuff. Restart button, radio buttons. This is probably it, right? Is it the radio buttons? It's probably this. Yeah, where it's got the media player and I tell it which stuff to play. It's probably this. So just go look through these gists and see if what you're looking for is in there. The natural white light of the 6812s is very good for reading books and or cooking. I assume you meant cooking. It's not that kind of show. All right. To get a bright white and a solid line of white in a diffuser track, does the 30 meters per suffice, or should I go 60? So if you want bright white and a solid line of white in a diffuser, I see what you're saying, Mark. I see what you're saying. So good enough censoring. That's okay. But I got it, Mark. It was funny. All right. Such a clickbait title. With me? Did I put a clickbait title in here? So you want a solid line. If you're gonna look directly at them, you might want 60. Because you will see the distance in between them on the 30s a lot, but you probably would see the distance on the 60s as well. I think the best thing to do is to just make it really indirect. So I have the 30 LEDs per meter as my crown molding lights in here. And solving the world's problems, you mean? Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get there. And because I have the 30 LEDs per meter and I have them pointed up at the ceiling, so they're not shining directly on the wall. It's not a diffuser that's facing my eyes. It's pointing indirectly away, right? It's going up at the ceiling. I don't see the individual LEDs at all from where I'm sitting. So I hope that helps you decide a little bit. And then as far as solving the world's problems, what do you guys think we should do about solving the world's problems? Treat everyone as you want to be treated. Bottom line. That's it. There's supposed to be some formula to calculate the spacing of LEDs from the depth of the diffuser. Oh, cool. Yeah, then give it some science. Give them some science. The farther away it is from the diffuser, the lower density you can get away with. Oh, I like that. Totally makes sense. So in this case, when my LEDs are pointing up towards the ceiling, the diffuser technically is the ceiling, right? It's whatever it's hitting before I see it. That's the diffuser. So because there's a couple inches, I can get away with them being a little further apart. But if it was an actual like frosted plastic strip that was pointing at my eyes, they would have to be pretty close together for me not to see the individual LEDs. The other thing is probably the density of the diffuser. I know if you look at on some of these those flexible diffusers, right? Those flexible ones. Flexible LED diffuser. Don't want your dang coupons. Oh, the 11/11 sale is coming up. Oh man, I spent a lot of money last year on. Hey, what happened? Yeah, these things here. These. I think that's the silicone that they put on these is a bit thicker. And at least in some cases, it seems like when I've seen people play with these, and I guess I don't know exactly how dense their LEDs were, but when some of these flexible ones, you don't really see them as well. So, neon sign tube from BTF Lighting. Yeah, Lumi Sachs has. That's kind of what I was thinking about with this. But now that I got rid of that. So anyways, there are some thicker diffusers, which may also solve the issue of seeing the individual lights. So. Vroom, 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 vroom. Some of those are completely indirect as well. They fire sideways into a large plastic chunk. Double diffusers. Didn't know BTF had their own site. Yeah. They do good stuff, BTF Lighting. That was one of the places I was going to go visit. As soon as they open China back up, I was talking to Quindor. We're going to schedule another trip and actually go to China and see some of these places. We're going to go see some of the these distributors and some of these people that are building things for us as well. Permatrac is being made in Hong Kong, technically. The bug. I haven't done anything with the bug. It's all been, but I'm not done. I think the next thing I'm going to do with the bug is, I got to get the battery. I need a BMS for my Leaf batteries. So I need a BMS for my Leaf battery pack. And I need to figure out, I wonder if I should make my own BMS. How about that? You guys know of a open source BMS project, battery management system, open source battery management system that's customizable? I think I'm ready for that. Follow the progress on the VW here. The next thing I need to do, though, cosmetically, I've been looking at it. I need to get a sandblaster or rent a sandblaster and blast off the little last bits of paint. The more that I've been looking at old cars, I watch a lot of. You guys watch? You guys ever watch Roadkill? I watch Roadkill and some of those car restoration shows. Roadkill, Junkyard Gold, I love quite a bit. DIY BMS V4. Oh yeah, show that. What is that? Is that a open source fuel injection system? I want an electric fuel injection system. Anyways, what I've noticed is that when I like my bug is really rust free, and that's awesome. For a, what are we now, 50-year-old car, it has really no rust. There might have been some rust in the floorboard my dad fixed before I went and got it from him, but there's just no rust. So I think that the paint job that I've just chosen for the car, for the bug, to just peel off all the paint and show the metal, is really good because there's no rust, right? I mean, that's like super cool. I think someone made a Leaf version from DIY BMS version 4. Oh, that's awesome. I need that. It needs it. It needs it. EMSV4. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to go through this project. Thank you, fellas. I knew you guys would have the answer for us. Oh, you know what? Can I share something fun with you? Isn't the leaf the bottom of the barrel for electric cars? Yes, Leland, it is. It is, which makes it cheap. And you know me? I'm cheap. Am I going to clear coat it? Yes, I'm gonna clear coat it. Yeah. Galvanizing it would be a neat idea too, though, right? I mean, I don't know exactly what goes into that, but I know that if you like torch it, right? I mean, tell me about this. Rob, you're a science teacher, right? Maybe some of you other guys know these things better than I do too, but I think if you take metal and you kind of burn it, then it gets a coating that will keep the rust out. Something like that, right? My plan has been to clear coat it, but am I going to polish it before? Yeah, I will. Because right now it's got a lot of grinder marks in it and stuff, and it looks kind of funny. So, not really. Leland says not really. So the leaf is, so I bought this leaf battery, and it's a 24 kilowatt hour battery, which is now lost quite a bit of capacity, but it's still probably it's got to be, they said it was 60%. They guaranteed it to still be 60% of the original. Don't touch it, Clayton says. Galvanizing adds zinc. Burning just speeds up the oxidation process. Okay. Galvanizing is a bad idea. Zinc exposure is no good for you. Okay. So don't do my own galvanizing in my garage. Wrap it in chrome vinyl. Maybe I'll do that with the RV. So here's another fun thing. This is just fun. I hope you guys are having as much fun today as I am. We're just going whatever, Control A is your friend. I don't know what that means. Zinc is very toxic. Okay, I won't go with the zinc. I thought it had something to do with gold plated. Yeah, right. I need to pimp out the RV. Right? RVs, the Class A RVs, actually all of them, they all look the same. Like whether, this one's got black with the swirls, or this one's white with the swirls, this one has red swirls. It's always the same. They all look like this, I'm not saying that's bad. I mean, it kind of looks cool. It's whatever, like, I don't know, tribal tattoo or something. That one's different. But I need something cool on the outside, right? I want my RV to be cool. So what should I do? It's a blank canvas. Look at that BMW underneath it. That's crazy. Make your own home assistant. Yeah, it's going to be RV assistant. Giant squirrel on both sides. The RV from Stripes. I remember that movie, Jim. I remember that movie. That was that Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase in Stripes? Or it was, no, it was Bill Murray. Well, maybe it was Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd, right? The American RVs are enormous, yeah. Ours is pretty big. Ours is 35 feet. It's huge. But it's a house. I mean, it's a house where you could have 6 people living in it. DrZz's on the road and on location. So, yeah, it would be fun. It would be fun. Harold Ramis. Ramis? How do you say his last name? I remember him. Don't forget John Candy. Was John Candy in there too? It was all those same guys from back then, right? Saturday Night Live guys from that time. Put a squirrel on it. Let me see if I can share with you a picture who's my graphic designers out there? Who's my graphic designers? I know Creative is graphic designers. Burning zinc is a bad idea, which is why you shouldn't weld galvanized steel. But zinc is not toxic, especially zinc oxide. Design your own decal and wrap it. See, that's what I got. I'm thinking wrap. I'm thinking something cool of a wrap. There's a guy that built an Outlander RV that uses Home Assistant. Oh, cool. Hook the bug up to the RV as a trailer and take it everywhere. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. I like that idea. I actually like that idea quite a bit. I love that idea. That's fantastic. What do you need? Okay, Sai. So here's what I need. I made my own sort of logo. So we've got this Aidendale. We're calling it, right? That's the property that we bought, and we're going to build dome or a hobbit hole, and we've got plans in the future to build a bigger house that's gonna look like a castle, something fun. And I like the name Aidendale. I think that's fun. And so I made a little logo, and let me see if I can find it. It's been way back here in the family chat, so it may take a bit of scrolling for me to find it and get it to you guys because it's been a while. But I really thought it's a good start, and I want to give it to some graphic design people who actually have the skills, and see if we can make it better, make it really cool, make it something we could put on hats and that, and then put it on we could put it on the RV and all that too. So I'm going to save that, and then actually I'm going to email it to myself. It's actually I gotta admit, I'm not a graphic designer, and I just did a couple of little things to it, but it actually turned out decent. But I think it could be better. Okay. Have a design contest? Let's have a design contest. What should be the reward for the design contest? What do you guys think? I better move my email over here. Although I still have these. Remember this SwitchBot contest? I still have this. I haven't sent them to anybody. So you may not get your prize that fast when it's coming from me, because I'm bad. Okay. Let's open this up. Show everybody. Okay, so here's my design. That's what I came up with. So I stole these from online, but this is the hobbit hole and the tree. We're going to have a big willow tree out there somewhere too. We really like that. And then this is actually the Logan temple, the LDS temple in Logan, Utah. But we chopped the top of it off. I really like the shape and the style. And so that's what our bigger house, when we build a bigger house, it's going to look like that. So a weekend at the castle, I think that's probably reasonable. I think that's actually really good. It might take a long time. Got to fix the colors. Yeah. I know it's not football colors, home ace. I know it's not football colors, and it doesn't have to be these colors. It certainly doesn't have to be these colors, but we were kind of thinking it should be earthy. So browns and greens, maybe gold or whatever. And John's still waiting on stickers. Yeah. Sorry, John. I'll get you some stickers at some point. I have been wanting to buy more stickers, but I haven't done it yet. Bets on whether the weekend at the castle or the SwitchBot shipment comes first. Oh, hey, Quindor's here. How's it going? Oh, man. Normally I go with maize and blue for most of my color themes, but not this one. This one's going to be like this, kind of earthy. This is actually not bad, green and white, even though it's state colors. But the world doesn't revolve around football, thank goodness. Just missed the first hour of the stream. Oh, that's okay. Oh, daylight savings, man. Daylight savings, that's why. I did get the castle set up for Halloween lights. That's right. Yes, I did get the castle set up for Halloween lights. I don't have much of a video to show about it, but yes, we did get the castle set up, and we actually put a bunch of stuff in, spider webs and a bunch of that stuff. So we have a little bit of video from it from last night. I didn't get it on my phone. I think Janice did. What was it? What was the first hour? Oh, daylight savings? Question on WLED. I can't get She Who Shall Not Admit to discover it even after selecting the option. What do I need to check? So she may have discovered it even if she says she didn't. So one thing to check is in your Aleka.amazon.com page. You can search through all the devices that she has discovered, and you may find the name of it in there. So I've done it where I put in the name, click clicked the option in WLED for her to learn a name for that light, and then told her to discover new devices. And she says, I didn't discover any new devices. But then sometime later, 10, 15 minutes later, even though she doesn't say, oh, now I discovered a device, if I tell her to turn on that light or turn off that light or set that light to a color, she can do it. Wake me up when the world problems are fixed. Abolish DLS. I don't know what DLS is. What's DLS? DrZzs. What's DLS? Best place to buy LEDs, at least 50 meters. How long do you want to wait, Adam? If you don't mind waiting, then AliExpress is a great place to get them. If you are in the US, if you're in Utah and you want to come pick them up, RGB Man has some. His are good quality. A little more spacing in between the wiring and stuff like that. Good wiring sizes. When you go to AliExpress, you may get, it may say you're getting 18 gauge, and if you look at them, it probably won't be 18 gauge. But the ones that most of the lights around my house are from AliExpress, and I've actually used several different distributors. Also, sometimes Amazon has them for almost the same price as AliExpress. So if you want them fast, you want them in a couple days instead of forever. Dynamic light scattering. What does that mean? Does that mean like we can't have LEDs on our house? Ray Wu's store on AliExpress. Yeah. He's got a lot of funky, I don't know about Ray Wu's connectors. I would go, BTF lighting is good. What's the reason for switching to 2-inch spacing on the Permatrac? Thanks for answering the questions. You're welcome. The reason is because we had a lot of requests for it. Like a lot of requests. So people were like, oh, can we get it closer together? Can we get it closer together? And I think most of that was coming from people who do shows, who do big shows. I suspect that give us a season, give us next year, and I think we will have both. I think we will have, the track will stay the new size. Like, if you guys hadn't seen, I've got it here, I can show you. So we have two sizes. So this was the original. This is the original size. You can kind of see, and you see where I cut it, and it's kind of whacked out. Let's look at the other side. So this was the original. Oh, and the brown's not showing up too well. But anyways, this is the original size, and it's kind of big. It's kind of big. And it was made out of, sheet metal, and they spray painted it, right? So this was the very first batch that we got. And then we made some adjustments and some improvements, and we got a new manufacturer. And this one is a lot smaller. Okay, it's about a third. It's decreased size by about a third. Still fits the LEDs. We did go 2-inch spacings, and this one is like a powder coated. It's a matte finish, and it's really nice paint. It's way better paint than the other one was. So these are the new versions, and I think we'll keep the size the same. I don't think the size is going to change again, but my guess is we will go with a 2-inch or a 3-inch option at some point next year, once we can finally catch up on manufacturing. Problem is right now, and you know what? This takes forever. Forever. We started doing this. We started working on this a year ago. And man, it's taken forever to sort these things out and get the right manufacturers and get the distribution set up and all that stuff. So at least that was the price a year ago. What are you talking about, JV Peak? What are you talking about? I mean, Germany have Conrad Electrics. They sell WS20. Okay, cool. I will say, though, that get your Permatrac. I know nobody can put in orders now, but I hope you got your Permatrac now, or you get it soon, because the price is going to have to go up. The price is going to have to go up. We're really not making very much, and so it's going to go up. It's not going to go up a lot. It'll still be way cheaper than the other things, but when a Chinese factory quotes you a price, they quote you a price, and then you set the price that you sell something for that, based on that, right? You say, okay, well, then we need this much, profit, and this much is going to be shipping and all this stuff. And then by the time it actually arrives and everybody takes a piece with tariffs and whatevers, And, you get 3 different shipping companies that have to touch it along the way. So the price has gone up a bit for us. And so just, be aware the price for the Permatrac is going to be higher in the future. It'll still be the best deal, I promise, but it's going to have to be higher than it is right now. So hopefully you got it you got it at this price, hopefully, when you needed it. So anyway, let me save this. I'm going to download this thing and I will put it, I'll post it. How do I post it? I guess I'll post it in Discord. So we'll have an Aidendale logo contest. Aidendale logo contest. I'll probably put out some real announcement about it and all that stuff, but I'll paste it in Discord anyways, because that's just fun. Where should I put it in Discord? If I just put it in the live stream links, I'll put it in live stream links. Okay. There you go. I'll put it in general too, just so everybody can see it. I'll put it in general. I'll say Aidendale logo creation contest. Here's my first, let's see. Win a weekend at in the Hobbit Hole. There you go. Okay, that's fun. That's fun. That's me and my wife right there at Old People at the motorhome. Okay, how we doing? What are we doing in chat here? I definitely want to do a frequently asked questions page. I know I've talked. Oops, sorry, bang that. Talked about that for years. But we're gonna do a frequently asked questions page. Pay your artist. I was gonna just do a Fiverr thing or something like that. I will forego stickers if I can get Mike to ship my order tomorrow. Oh, of Permatrac. John, you put in a Permatrac order. I know he's shipping them like crazy. I'm in touch with him every day. I've gone over there to help him a couple times, help him pack them and stuff. And I know he's shipping them like crazy. So, and he's shipping them in the order he received them. But then there are going to be some at the end. There'll be some, if you put an order in the last week or 2, week and a half, maybe for Permatrac, then it might not be until the next shipment that we get. But right now we're not taking any more orders until we've gotten a better handle on our inventory. So, and I'll take responsibility for that. I'm going to help Mike make sure that we get that better. Oh, somebody's calling me. Thank you, Henry, for calling me. I'm not going to answer right now. Thank you. That's kind. Henry wants to start a call. Phone in. Ton of great questions on the Ask channel. Please go over today's questions. Let's do that. I love that. Thank you, Sir Goodenough. Man, how did I get so fortunate to have a dude like Sir Goodenough looking out for me? I cannot tell you how much stuff that dude does for me. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, James. You are a star. And I don't tell you enough. So thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm always, I'll pop in, I'll look around Discord and stuff. And he's always in there helping people. And he's looking out. He looks out for me. Is he good enough? He's better than good enough, man. He's better than good enough. I can't find the Ask channel. Let's see where to go. Live stream links, questions. Is that where it is? Live stream questions. Okay, let's see. Permatrac in the UK. Give us time. Give us time. I want to. We've talked about Canada for sure. What we'll have to do to make that happen. We've talked about it, and we're gonna get the manufacturing set up down and the shipping set up down, and then we will be looking for people in different countries to sort of act as the distributor. So basically, what we'll do is, we'll have somebody who wants to be a distributor. They'll buy they'll have to be in the thousands probably pieces of track, and that they'll buy. And then we'll have it shipped directly from China to them, and then they can just distribute it. But give us a year. Give us a year, but it's definitely in the works. It's definitely in the plans. All right. Do 1-inch spacing like the Megatrac and let the user use whatever spacing works for them. That's a good idea too. The one downside, we've talked about that a little bit, John. The one downside is you would have a bunch of holes you wouldn't use. So maybe that's okay. And that might be an option. We may end up with 1-inch holes, 2-inch holes, or maybe you can go 2-inch holes. If we leave it at 2-inch holes and you can go 2 or 4, I don't know. The trick is the more different options we have, the more expensive it becomes for us. But this is going really well. And, while YouTube might not become my permanent job someday, Permatrac and LED controllers might. All right, next one. Next question. I love this, Sir Goodenough. You're a star, dude. Next question here in the Ask channel. Never able to catch a live normally, but a huge thank you. You're welcome. Taught me so much about WLED, LEDs in general, and now I have a Pi on order for some TV. Am I light goodness? Great channel. Keep it up. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. When do I get a shipped notification on my Dig Uno and Quad? Robert says. As soon as I get them, Robert. Right now I don't have any, and I haven't had any for at least a couple of weeks. So what I have done is allowed back orders. And back orders means you're putting in an order for a product I don't have. So as soon as I get them, I will start shipping them. And I will ship them in the order that they're received. So I have some that are several weeks old that will get shipped first. We will probably, I have over 300 orders, back orders right now. I'm hoping that once we get them in stock, we'll be able to get out 30 or so orders a day, 30 to 50 a day is my goal. So it'll probably take us a week and a half to catch up. But hopefully I'll get them soon. Hopefully I'll get them this week and then we can start cranking them out. Okay. Somebody's talking about gutter folding machines. You know what, Leland? Water gutter folding machine and have someone make the tool die and voila, Permatrac. And you are not, I say this a lot. We've talked about that. I've thought about that. I've looked at the machines, and that may happen. That may happen because I would love to be able to have this all done right here. Get a machine that will fold it and stamp it with the holes for us. And then we can ship it out, almost produced to order, right? I mean, people can say, oh, I want it with these holes and this many pieces. And we can just bang, 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 stamp it out and package it up and ship it out. Let me ask you this, fellas. Take a poll here. We got 350 people or so that can answer this question. Having it painted. Having it come painted. So we chose 2 colors, white because we thought that would be a lot of houses, and dark brown because we thought that would fit a lot of houses. Do you want it painted? Would you rather paint it your own color to match your house? We're not going to be offering, 50 colors or even probably 3 colors ever. We've thought about going to just white and letting people decide what color they want and paint it themselves. Because you can just get a can of spray paint. You can spray paint it whatever color you want. Have the holes that aren't drilled all the way through. Oh, I see what you're saying. And then you can pop out the holes you want. Okay, that's an option. That's an option. I'd have to get into the manufacturing process and see. I got more questions here too. Another question. How far is your new living place project? How far is it from where I am? It's 2.5 hours from where I am. How far along are we in the project? We have bought the land and we are still not finalized with architectural plans. So we're not very far. Topic for the stream. Great cards and integrations from hacks with config explanations. Oh, that for a topic for a stream? That would be a good topic for a stream. I have a script that I wrote a long time ago about cards, my favorite cards, and how to set them up. That would be a good stream. Next week's stream will be live from the RV because we're going to a wedding. And so we're going to be driving in the RV to the wedding, and then we'll be driving home that Sunday. So we'll still stream on Sunday, and we'll be on our way home in the RV. So I'm just going to have Janice drive the RV, and I'll stream from the RV. How's that? That'd be fun. South African distributor. All right. Yeah, if it's a little ways out, but I would say that give us until maybe March or so, and we'll probably be more into trying to find distributors for other countries and such. Okay. Give people the option to let them powder coat it and put it on the shop as an option. Maybe as an option to not have it painted. You can play I Spy with My Little Eye for the whole stream. We can sing 99 bottles of beer on the wall for 2 hours. What kind of driver's license for the RV? You know what, Barry? Nothing. It's a regular driver's license, which reminds me we should probably get it registered and insured before we go next week. Oh, you don't have the overhangs? Oh, that's bad. Yeah, you don't need a license. And I think the reason you don't need a license, even though it's a bus, I mean, it is a bus, but the reason you don't need a license, a commercial driver's license, I think that's the key. It's not a commercial driver's license, probably because it's not a semi, so you don't have, 16 gears to shift through or something like that. You don't have to, driving a trailer, well, you don't need it for a trailer either. But anyways, I think it's because you're not taking other people. So you don't need a CDL. I thought the weight and size would need a CDL. You don't need a CDL for this. Let's ask the question to Google. Do you need a CDL to drive an RV? Some require, 7 states require Class A or B CDL license for them over 2,600 pounds or over 45 feet in length. So ours is 35 feet. So we're under that. That's probably part of the reason. And even then, it's only 7 out of the 50 states. I don't know what the weight is. Masks at the wedding. You got it. Of course, Nick. Funny thing is, most of the people that I will be with at the wedding are people that are already here at my house right now. You don't need a CDL, Ellis says. I don't know what the weight and length is. Oh, I know what the weight of Class A RV 35. Most RVs weigh under 2,600 pounds. For reference, the average Class B weighs 6,000. Class C, typically 10 to 10. Class A can weigh anywhere from 13 to 30,000. Yeah. My guess is that ours is somewhere about 20. I don't know what it is. I tried to put it in on my scale and it broke. Try lifting it. I'll do that. If I can curl it with one arm, then it's got to be, 2,500 pounds at least. Oh, you have a flat fascia. Use track with holes on the sides instead of the center. You could. So use the track. Oh, did you already get it? Some call it fun. Did you already get your track? That's awesome. A limo license can be a party RV. It is a party RV. What were we talking about? Does anybody remember? I don't. No air brakes. Mine does not have air brakes. Yeah. Mine doesn't have air brakes or air ride suspension either, unfortunately. It's kind of good and bad. All right, let's see. Ikafar's got another question. Go back to our question channel here. Environment Canadian Home Assistant component does not work properly where we live. Oh, it's a bummer. Contacted the dev and he said it was an issue with our local weather station. And I even contacted the government, Canada, and they told me the local weather station doesn't do weather. So I'm kind of stuck. I think I want to build my own weather station, but I have no idea where to start. I was thinking that you might need your own weather station too. You could also buy a weather station. I mean, building your own, you've got the skills by far, definitely, to build your own. But you need something like the nice thing about having a weather station that's like integrated with other weather stations is it can tell you what's coming, right? One of the best parts about the weather cards is when they tell you, what's coming. Oops, that's not what I want. This one. Right? You know what the forecast is. So you can get a weather station that tells you what the temperature is outside and whether it's windy and stuff outside, but having the forecast is really what makes a weather station super, super useful. About how a version of Permatrac that can clip onto the rain gutters. Who knows, man? If we make this, for years to come, my guess is we would have several different options. Right now, we got to keep it. I love the idea, though. I do love the idea. Will says it's pouring rain here. So I did a stupid thing. Do you guys want to hear about my stupid thing that I did? Because I do stupid things. Yeah, I do. I do stupid things. So I put some of the, it wasn't even actually the Permatrac. It was before I had Permatrac. It was just the J channel that I was using and drilling holes in and screwing it in, right? And we have this little area of the patio kind of behind the garage that is got a cover on it, and it's got a rain gutter in it. And I was just like, oh, I'm going to hang it right here. This will work. And I drilled some holes and put it in, right? And then it rained, and I realized I had drilled holes into the rain gutter. Thank you. Thank you very much. Don't drill holes into your rain gutter. It's less effective, especially with when you drill the holes into the rain gutter and the thing that is under the rain gutter is a channel full of LEDs. Double whammy. So the LEDs they stopped working, but then they were salvageable. Fortunately, they were salvageable. This may help some people with LED mounting. Ooh, what you got here, Will? What you got here? Ooh. I want to see it up close. What do they do? Oh. Yeah, because that's the same kind of stuff we have. Oh, I like that. Okay. Cool. Cool. Try that. Do I know Shinobi camera software? Is it good? I don't, Luis. I'm sorry, I don't. If this isn't worth a thumbs up, I don't know what is. Thank you, Quindor. Thank you. Can I post my Photoshop file, the logo, in Photoshop? I made it on my laptop in GIMP. So I will post it in the general chat channel, and I will pin it. So it will be in Discord in the general chat channel, and it will be pinned. Okay? And maybe I need to do some of these things on my website too. My website's floundering. I need to do some good stuff with it. So maybe I'll put it there. Did OSU win against Penn State? I didn't see that, but I assumed they would. I couldn't get over losing to Michigan State yesterday. That was, as far as I'm concerned, the football season's over. Again, 2 games in and football season's over. Like, it's just not, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too, I'll still watch the games, and I'll still watch us beat up on the mediocre, low-level teams. And I suppose I should just accept the fact that Michigan football cannot beat elite. My gosh, Michigan State sucks, and we couldn't beat them, but we certainly can't beat the elite teams, and we still have some sort of mental block about important games, I guess. I don't know. They're still my team. I still love them. I'll still root for them forever, but England won the Six Nations rugby. Just subscribed. You've learned a whole bunch. You're welcome. Thank you very much for subscribing. Let's do this. Will Sonoff Mini support a lux sensor? I don't know, but probably. I got a few things on my desk here. They sent me this, and they didn't even ask me. They just were like sending it, which is good, finally, actually. But I don't know when I'll ever get to using it at this point. But this is a Sonoff Mini Zigbee. So will the Mini support a lux sensor? If you flash it with ESP Home or Tasmota, probably. So that's what I would do. A dead 12-volt regulator on Dig Uno got from the worldwide store. Almost made Justin send me a replacement. Oh, we'll talk about that. Come in Discord, we can discuss. There you go. If there's room for a Tasmota sensor.bin, that's all. Yeah, there should be room. It should have a megabyte. So you'd have to put a Tasmota on there. Can you integrate a relay on WLED to cut all power to the LEDs? If you use a Dig Uno board, yes, right, Quindor? Quindor can discuss that and how you could do that. But yes, I believe there is a way to add a... You'd have to custom compile it yourself, I believe. Dangerous to add sensors to a Mini if they're running off mains, though. No, I think, Thanos, I think you're thinking of the Shelly. I think the Mini would be okay. Because you can add stuff to the Mini, because the switch legs are... Ooh, this has got a new case. I like that. The Mini has low voltage, I believe. But the Shelly does not. Relay, yes. GPIO 0 and ground pins you need present. Works out of the box on Q3. Need to custom compile for ESP32. Hold on, I gotta go rescue my baby. 1 second. Hey guys, hey. If we gonna yell and scream at each other, then we're not gonna let it. You're home. She didn't ruin it on purpose, okay? Nicer. Yes. Nicer. Maybe everybody needs to take a break for a few minutes. Okay. Okay. Just sit right here. You don't have to be on the street. I don't want to be on the street. Okay. All right. Sorry. Yeah, Shelly doesn't have the low voltage. Shelly has the high voltage stuff on there, switch pins and stuff. Comment to line. Yeah, I don't know. But yes, you can add a sensor to the Mini, I'm pretty sure. Switch legs that are not mains, yeah. Best X lights WLED? Mini has, what's best? X lights or WLED? I'm missing the rest of this question. It keeps moving on me. Or other programs. I think WLED is a great place to start, and then X lights after that. You guys okay? Okay. Can you make an LED matrix that can be updated from a mobile? I don't know. Adios, Stuart. Let's give Stuart the boot. Bye, Stuart. Let's see. Boom. Don't come back, brother. Pew. Stuart Murray, we don't need you, friend. Adios. Snoozing. All right. Might have bought the one with Zigbee to MQTT. I don't know what that's about. Waiting for the problem solving. This is how you solve the problems of the world, Home Ace. What problems do you have? Nice stream today. Thank you. 3 of us bounced him nice. That's what happens when you have, people just sort of scrolling around looking for a stream that has, people watching, and then they're like, I want you to pay attention to me, so I'm going to show up and say stupid things. Bye. Adios. What was wrong with your sewn-off wall switch? Was it the best solution? They're still working. They're still working. I every once in a while I get tempted to change my sewn-offs that are in the wall, but I realize that there's no reason to. They still work. So, is it currently still the best solution? It's currently still the least expensive solution. Thank you, James. It's currently still the least expensive solution, but that was the best solution at that time. And I think now we've gotten a lot more solutions that are really good. I think if you want a simple solution, there are plenty of good Tuya light switches. If you're talking about light switches, there are plenty of good light switches that run Tuya that you can flash with Tasmota if you want, or you can leave them on Tasmota if you want. And they look good. They look like regular light switches. They don't cost that much. You can get them for less than $15 each. When I did sewn-offs in my wall, the cheapest smart light switch I could find was like 30, 35 bucks. And the Sonoff was $5. So at the time, it was definitely the best way to do it. And the other thing was, at the time when I did the Sonoff in the wall, there was no integration in Home Assistant for something like the Sonoff. So you had to use MQTT, and you had to flash with Tasmodem, able to make it to work and all this. Now you don't have to do that. It's still good, it's still fun, but it's not necessary. It's certainly not as necessary. So is it the best solution? The best solution is unfortunately going to be specific to you, right? So what's your comfort level with opening up an electronic device, with soldering, with flashing firmware? If you want to do all those things, then yeah, it's still a really good solution. If you don't want to do those things, you don't have to anymore, and you can get a $15, $12 light switch, and it'll work with Home Assistant, and you can flash it with, over the air with Tuya Convert, or you can leave it on Tuya and it'll be okay. So the minis are nice. The minis are nice because they are small, but they are expensive. They're a bit more expensive. 35 Tasmodem devices, all of them Sonoff Mini. That's great. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good device. I do still like the BH Onofre. I know we don't talk about it very much, but I still like the BH Onofre because it has 2 relays. It's got all the pins available for other things. It's got the power converter in it, so you don't have to try and add separate power. And so I like the BH Onofre. They're not as cheap either, because in order to get them here and sell them and stuff, they're gonna have to be a bit more expensive. But for versatility, I like them quite a bit, the BH Onofre. Best way to make a DIY full controlled smart thermostat that doesn't require soldering. Home Ace, I don't know. You want a DIY fully controlled thermostat that doesn't require soldering. Okay, if it's not going to require soldering, I can tell you at least that the basis of it is going to be a Node MCU. So a Node MCU is going to come with your header pins already attached. If you don't want to solder, you're limiting yourself significantly with the DIY thermostat kind of solution. But if you use the Node MCU, whether it was an 8266 or an ESP32, wouldn't make much difference. You can get them with the pins already soldered on. Then you'll need to put it on a breadboard. You'll need to, if you don't want to solder, this is all, I don't want to solder. I want full DIY and I don't want to solder. You're going to need a breadboard like this, right? That you can stick it in. And then you're going to have to stick in other things. When you're making a thermostat, you're going to need, obviously, the temperature. Well, you don't need the temperature to be attached to it. You can have actually remote temperature sensors that integrate into Home Assistant, and you can make it run that way. So Node MCU, breadboard, jumper wires, and relays. Because when basically your thermostat, what your thermostat used to do, your dumb thermostat, it would take, based on what temperature you set it at a certain temperature, it would connect 2 wires, right? When those wires connected, then your furnace would come on. Or when 2 different wires connected, then your air conditioning would come on. So those are relays. That's what you need there. So you're going to need a couple of relays. You're curious for others. Oh, I got you. Well, that's what I would say. But I don't know that there's has anybody found a good thermostat that doesn't cost a couple $100? Like Nest, Ecobee, I don't know. What else is there? Like, we need a thermostat that is built to be a thermostat that could run Tasmodem or Tuya even, or something like that. Was that the referee whistle? Yeah. So they're out there playing a game. We got some cousins visiting. That's why we're going to the wedding next week. And they're out there playing a game. And that was why Holly was crying and all that stuff. Frank likes ESP Home, so I changed over to ESP Home. No MQTT server in the middle. Yeah, I do too. I like it. My Honeywell is okay, about $125. Yeah, man, that's still too much for me. Sure, good enough. Ollie made one. Yeah, you know what? I haven't seen him in forever. How did his turn out? Did he finish his? 120 for Hive thermostat. Wise is releasing a new thermostat. Just got a Zigbee or Z-Wave one with whatever dongle you decide to use. Been using it for years, no problem. Oh, okay. So but it's a thermostat. It's a Zigbee thermostat. WLED on a smart bulb to use with Hyperion. You could try that, Ravd. You could try that. Yeah. Yeah, you could try that. You could try it. I think it would work. Hyperion does work with some manufactured bulbs and such. So if it's a brand, you might have it. Don't choose. Sucks. It might work without needing to put WLED on it. So try that first. DIY would be so much better and should be under $50 with sensors in every room. Yeah. So when I did my thermostat, I basically used I have two now. I have two thermostats. When I say thermostat, I mean it's basically a relay board that controls the climate system. So I have three, because we have an air conditioning unit up here. We have an air conditioning unit on the first floor, and then we have our floor heating system. And each one of them has a relay board that is, they're all ESP. No, one of them is Tasmota. Or two of them are Tasmota. Two of them are Tasmota, and one of them is ESP Home. The two air conditioning ones are Tasmota, and the floor heat one is ESP Home. And they're really just D1 minis and relays. And then on the air conditioning ones, I also put a temperature sensor, which you could do. And so if you take like a D1 mini is going to cost you maybe $3 for a D1 mini. A relay board for each relay. I mean, even if you bought the ones that you can just plug into the breadboard, you might spend $2 on each of those, and you shouldn't need more than a couple. You need one for the air conditioning, one for the furnace. That's probably it. So, yeah, talk about cheap. Now, then you can have your temperature sensor there as well, which would be another $1, a couple dollars the most. So temperature sensor on there as well. And then the other thing you can do is use what I have is just a bunch of Zigbee temperature sensors all over the house. And then I just average the temperatures among them and give that information to the Home Assistant thermostat control as the sensor. So it's an average temperature sensor, and it turns it on and off based on that temperature. So keep in mind that a lot of local utilities also give you a rebate. That's true, they do. It gives you a $75 rebate, which goes a long way to pay for an Ecobee or a VTech. Yeah, that's true. So just buy sensors and put a $5 Sonoff SV on the contacts for the furnace, then use Home Assistant thermostat to fire them. Yeah, great solution. You can do it way cheaper. That's the thing. Now, if you want to, you want a display, because I know Alian, when he was working on it, you guys probably don't know, a lot of you guys don't know who Alian is, but he's this genius of a kid. He's probably 18 now. He's probably done with high school, isn't he? But anyways, he's been hanging out with us for a few years now, and genius kid, and lives in Canada. And he was designing a thermostat, and he was even going to put like a display on it with, I don't know if he was going to do a touch screen or not, but yeah, you could do something like that. He's 16. He was 16. I think, is he older? I assume he's been aging. Or maybe he was 14 and now he's 16. I don't remember. But yeah, he's a dang genius, that kid. He's going to do well in life. What was it called? Alian's thing I don't remember what he called it. Do you guys know? We should contact him and find out where he's at with it. If your heating supports OpenTherm, you could have a look at the OpenTherm gateway using your current dumb thermostat. Well, that would be cool. Georgia HVAC and more. Hey, Georgia HVAC. Georgia HVAC, do you do, you're all the way in Georgia, so it's probably not going to be much help, but I need to learn how to build a radiant heat and slab cooling. So I'm going to do slab cooling in the Hobbit hole as well. He was 15 and it was last year. Okay, so it was probably 14 when we started chatting. What's up with the Aquara thermostat? $40 on Banggood. Ooh, that might work. Do I have the latest update for the Nest Home Hub? So much more functional. What's this, Alex? We got the latest update for the Nest Hub? I don't. So much more functional. Wait, is that, so you're talking about a Google Nest? A Google Hub, whatever they're calling it, Google Home Hub. The latest update? I have one here. What does the latest update do for it? Because I could get it. I like it. I use it. Please try to set up Broadlink Pro with RF again. Okay. Okay. I will try. Okay, I'll try. But I will say is doing the Portish. I did a video about the Portish for the Sonoff, and that's what I use for all of my RF stuff now because it works really well. It's been controlling my Zemismart shades forever, for months, and it's working really well. Except for one of them seems to have lost its memory, so I need to fix that. Following example of splitting the config. Oh boy, how many lines is my config now? It's down to like 60. I think it's down to like 60 lines. It's really small. The updates come when they come from the Google Hubs. Oh, okay, so I must be on the latest one because I just let my thing do its thing. I let my hub do its thing. Settings. About the device. Software version 30.21.47.332161281. Portish is sensational. Thank you for the tutorial. You're welcome, CJ. Thank you for watching it. I heard that Nest is opening up again to open source, so that'd be nice. It's better card-based thing. Maybe need beta updates. Oh, it's a better card-based thing. Oh. It will update on a reboot. Somebody subscribe, so let's do unicorns. He's doing school and also robotics class. The kid's going to be a genius. Do you Nobukasa Cloud or Direct Connection? You know, it's funny, Martin. I actually do pay for Nobukasa. What was the kid's name? Aalian. Alian. You should be able to find him in Discord. What was I talking about? Squirrel. Huh? Where to go? Better card-based thing. Update on reboot. Working. Everyone different almost. Man, where'd it go? Did I update to 117 yet? I have not. We could do it right now, though, if you want, because I need to do it. Oh, man. Hey, Rob says he's been on the Portish for a year. It's amazing. It's fantastic, right? It's really, like, it has solved all my RF problems. Oh, the Nobukasa thing. Thank you, Martin. So, I do pay for Nobukasa. I do it mostly to support Home Assistant because I honestly don't use it. I guess I use it for the Amazon Echo Google Home integrations. So that does help. That makes that nice. But as far as connecting to Home Assistant, I use VPN. I use WireGuard everywhere I go, on my phone and on my laptop when I go to work or when I'm connected to anybody else's Wi-Fi anywhere else. And the way I've got it set up is the way I set it up in those videos a year ago. I have WireGuard running as an add-on for Home Assistant. Thank you to Frank and Whiskers for getting all that worked out. So I have WireGuard running as an add-on for Home Assistant. And I connect to it through my phone and my laptop anytime I go to a local IP address. So if I type into my phone 192.168.1.71:8123, it will connect to Home Assistant. Same with my laptop. If I type google.com on my phone, it will not use my home VPN. It will just go straight to google.com. So I've got it set up so that it only works with those local addresses. So that's, if you can spare the $5, Home Assistant is, I think, the most worthwhile open source project I've found in a long, long time. And I'm biased because Frank's my friend. I like the guys that work on it. So I'm biased. I want to help them. And I have no problem buying them a coffee, once a month. I mean, it's nothing. Just give them $5 once a month for the work that they do and the enjoyment that I get out of it. It's totally worth it to me. But if you can't, not everybody can. If you don't want to, there are, solutions. WireGuard is great. You think zero tier is better? Really, Lord Nex? Really? I don't know. The guy who made Linux said WireGuard is the way to go, didn't he? Linus, isn't that his name? That's why it's Linux. You still use HTTPS? Set up a mesh Wi-Fi, but couldn't pair with my Sonoffs. No. Cloudflare and Nginx. How old am I? How old do you think? Take a guess. Let's see if I can remember. Gotta get that Dr. Pepper sponsorship. 24. Nick is, I think I'm 47. I might be 46. I know I'm 47. Oh, I don't know 100%. But I'm not going to count anymore. I'm 45 for the rest of my life. What's your option on the quick bar? Oh, my opinion on the quick bar. Oh, I haven't updated to 117, but let's do it right now. It might not break anything. I'm a child, CJ. Good. The quick bar, so if you're talking about the search thing, I've been using this Lovelace card that does search, and I like it a lot, and it's very useful to me. This Lovelace bar that says search, I've been using it to me. I got a backup from this morning, but let's check and make sure. And I haven't changed anything. I guess we can also do an update to GitHub to make sure. So we got my snapshots. My last snapshot was this morning, 6:18 this morning. Or it was yesterday morning. Why was there not one today? There should have been one today. Interesting. Okay, let's create a full snapshot. Fine, whatever. I learned a lesson yesterday. Don't upgrade Tasmota if you don't need to. Raspy. I've been preaching that for years, brother. All my switches went offline and the physical ability to toggle them disappeared. Had to change the conf. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm going to always count my age. You're 60. Sir Goodenough is 60. I just can't remember. So I'm just going to say I'm 45. Just easier. Purchased Unified Dream Machine because of my video about it. Oh boy. I hope you like it, Beask. I hope you like it. Still running on a VM. Take a VM snapshot also. Good idea. A partial snapshot. I do have a partial snapshot because I don't have it backing up like all of my whatevers. I can't remember. Is there a way to make snapshots automatically? Yes, Lumi Sax, there sure is. I did a video about it. Please do the update. I just spent 4 hours troubleshooting after updating Hyperion Alpha 8. Oh, even compiled from source turned out to require purging the browser cache. Oh no. DigiBlur is Tasmota God. Yep. Figure out. He knows his Tasmota, that's for sure. Tasmodo. It's Tasmodo. When Travis says it. Make sure it works. Then update a couple of others. Don't wholesale update them all at once. Yeah, good call. Hello, Orc Pride. Oh, hey! Orc Pride is Eric. He's my buddy from work. How's it going? How's it going, Eric? Are you busy today? You guys saving the world one step at a time? One pussed out foot at a time? Oh, man. Tasmuda. Best approach to remove stale devices from the device trackers. Good question. I don't know. What is the best way to remove stale devices? It feels like... So we must not update our Tasmota. I don't update Tasmota very often. But I can see why Raspy would want to. Part of why Raspy might want to is because this version of Home Assistant 117 now has a Tasmota integration. It still uses MQTT, so it's not a direct API interface. But it does do it more automatically and probably captures more of the features, like calling light a light and switch a switch and some of those things, I think. And it's the beginning of it. It's the first version, so it may be, it may get better. And exactly, Sir Goodenough is exactly right. You do need Tasmota version 9 in order to interface with this new Home Assistant Tasmota integration. So, not good actually. Forced to stay home. The COVID test yesterday was negative, but forced off today as well. Oh, all right. Well, that's a bummer, Eric. I'm sorry. You feeling okay though? Did you have a cold or something? Is that why you got tested? Eric is my buddy. You still. Oops, sorry, Eric. Sorry, guys, I hit that. You still painting your little figures, Eric? Still doing that? Gary Wilson's here. What did I miss? We'll start over for Gary. Joined late. Any LED talk today? We did do some LED talk. I don't know that we did too much major troubleshooting stuff. Oh, one thing I want to talk about. One thing I want to talk about is another sort of LED controller tip that I've discovered at my house. And you guys can, hashtag starting over for Gary. You guys can, I'd love to hear Quindor and some of you LED masters talk about this. So in some of my connections, some of my strips of LEDs, specifically the one that's been giving me grief is the Castle Dragon Head. Okay, so I hooked up the Castle Dragon Head, and I had all sold out of my WLED boards, so I didn't get to use a WLED on it. Or not, I say WLED, I should say Dig Uno, because it does run WLED, but I didn't have any Dig Unos. So what I did was I used the Node MCU board, which I've done a million times. I've already got a 12 volt or a 5 volt power supply out there. It's 5 volt power supply. Node MCU. And then I did a sacrificial pixel so that I could, go a little distance before I get to my first LEDs. The strip of LEDs has power injection in a couple places, and those power injections go straight back to the power supply. Okay? So they go straight back to the power supply. So for some reason, the board needed to be rebooted, right? It came off the network, and I needed to reboot it. The Dig Uno, or not Dig Uno, the Node MCU board. So I go out there and I disconnect the power to the Node MCU board. So it's dangling in my hand. It's disconnected. But the LEDs are still getting power because they're getting power injection. When I plug the Node MCU back in, the LEDs they're not happy. They don't respond. The board is still not okay. It's not good. And I've seen that happen before, where if you have power to the LEDs first, and then you connect the controller power, there's a problem. It's timeout, illegal touching. Do you guys have that problem? Kill all the power? Yeah, I tried that too. And that's what did it the first time. That's how I got it back the first time, was I killed all the power and brought it all back up again. But I would rather it not require that. So what I need to do is make a switch specifically for that line of LEDs or something. Yeah, I'm running 2 power lines. It's the same power supply, but because I'm running voltage injection, the LEDs are still powered up when the Node MCU is powered off. I don't think I need an antenna because it's right. I put an access point in the castle, so it's got that. Ooh, Rob says he's seen that issue. I think it has to do with the reference voltage for the data line. Okay. And this is the point where it would be good to have a relay attached, like somebody was asking, to be able to switch off the LEDs, right? Switch off the power to those LEDs. So I will work on that. But that is a problem that I've run into, and I'm glad to hear that Rob and some of you guys have. I'm not the only one. It's not just because I did something wrong. LEDs blink and then stop responding to LED signals. When do you see that, Russ? Lost the Wi-Fi signal monitoring after going to the Tasmota integration. Oh boy. Pascal. Lost the Wi-Fi signal monitoring after going to the... Oh, really? Oh, no, really? Oh, I see what you're saying. So maybe the Tasmota integration has not incorporated or included the Wi-Fi signal sensor that Tasmota usually has. Oh, that's a bummer. You can turn it back on. It's defaulted off, Sir Good Enough says. There you go. So it's probably just, set option something, right? I'm sure you could look it up. Oh, so you turned it on. Home Assistant and turn on the sensor. In an undervolt situation. Oh, okay. Soak up sun off to the power supply. Main power. Yeah, that's what I should do. How can I get Lovelace UI search box card? It is, now that I'm doing this, it's in the community store. So if you go to the community store Pending a restart. Oh, browser mod. Homestead Community Store. It's front end. And then I'm pretty sure it's just called search box. Right there. It's the search card. It's the search card. So you can add this one. And here's the instructions on how to use it. That's what it is. It's actually pretty simple. It's actually super simple. I mean, as far as the card itself, it's just, you know, you do a, what do you call that? Manual card, right? You just add a manual card. This is... Yeah, you just type, it's a manual card, and that's it. You do a manual card, type, custom search card once you've installed it, and then max results 15. You couldn't find it? Just did a search, didn't find it. Okay, well maybe it's a different repository or something. Let's look and see. Oops, that's not right. Okay, front end. Let's see what repositories do I have? Where is it? I shouldn't need... Where'd it go? Did you guys solve that for me yet? Oh, make sure you have the card tools installed first. Maybe that's part of it. That's probably part of it. So you need to install card tools first. Well, I guess that's if you do it manual. See, I did hacks and I just looked for search card in the store. Maybe you need to update hacks. Then search. Otherwise, it searches installed. Oh, there you go. What? Wow. What did I miss? Hey, Jose, we're ready. We can start now. Hey, Brendan. How you doing, man? You have to click the plus, the bottom right in the front end. Shows up to the dock because he already has it installed. Oh, okay. Sorry. Thank you guys for clearing that up. So you got to hit this down here. Oops. Front end. You got to go here and then you can search it. Right? Oh, you know what time it is. Then you could search it, but because I already have installed it, it won't show up. Sorry. You got it? If you want to use native discovery and test mode integration, you need to set option 19.0. Yes, that's right. Because set option 19 is MQTT discovery, you need to turn it off. You know that the weather card has Hacks animated theme for it? Looks awesome. Ooh, I'll have to check it out. If you want to support Patreon, thank you. Anyone know how to turn back on the menu in Home Assistant for customizing the header? I pushed a button and now it does not show up. Version 117. The menu in Home Assistant for customizing the header. I haven't tried it, Dennis. Does anybody know that for Dennis? How do you get back? Hamburger. You know what time it is? When the shade goes up, it's time to get ready to sign off. I got to go help my mom. So Grandma Z's has now moved down the road from us. Grandma Z's now lives. It's about. Where does she live? She's about 6 miles away. So it's pretty close. She lives pretty close. And she's been down there working on her house, and I got to go help her. How do I get those animated fans? So those are also in, if you go to, we were talking about this gist page. This is now on night vision or whatever. Not night vision. Okay. If you go on this page, they're here. Spinninglovelace.button.yaml. Okay. I'll paste this in again so you can find it again easy, but spinninglovelace.button.yaml. That's where I got him. It's part of the custom button card. Do I use REST sensor? In the last 117 seems to be broken in some scenarios. Oh, I don't know, Martin. I do. I think I used the REST sensor for. The YAML code lines, maybe. I don't know for sure. I'll have to see. We didn't get to updating that. How do I get the automation tab in Hacks? You don't have the automation tab? You don't have this, huh? Maybe do you have the advanced mode turned on? You might try turning on advanced mode maybe. If you don't, make yourself an administrator. How do you make yourself an administrator? Is that by doing this? Even traveled far in your Leaf? Haven't seen my parents in over a year due to human malware. Yeah, that's funny. But driving my Leaf from Norway to the Netherlands would require 13 hours of charging. Nope. Yeah, Stabbin, no. I don't drive my Leaf any farther than I have to, and that's usually to work and back. That's it. I like it. I like my Leaf, but I don't drive it anywhere. Other than that, usually. It's a setting in the integrations page. I don't know where the integrations page went. I missed. Oh, that's down here. Sorry for being late. Okay, Hornby's here. We can start now. All right, let's get the kids up here for sign off. You guys ready? Let's do it. Oh, the hamburger menu and option has disappeared. Oh, I see.
It's time for sign off. It's time for sign off. It's time for sign off.
This thing up here disappeared. Oh, what happens if you... Oh, man, I don't know what happens if you do that.
We're in the middle of playing Real Life.
You guys are playing Real Life Among Us?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. We got our cousins here. Does that mean you're the imposter?
Nope.
Oh.
Can't say who.
Can't say who. All right.
It's
Okay.
hot in our house.
It's
Look,
hot in our house. Open the windows. It's nice.
My lollipop has disappeared.
It's a green lollipop. Okay, how should we sign off? Is there a way to sign off that would be like Among Us? Should we do an Among Us sign off? Huh?
Red sus.
I don't know what that means.
Red is sus. Red is still next time audience.
Oh, okay. Dawson will say that again.
As always, red is sus. Until next time audience.
Okay, ready? As always, red is sus. Until next time, adios. Okay, go have fun, kids. Love you. All right. Thanks, everybody. That was fun. Orange is kind of sus. Ikafar says, orange is kind of sus. Okay, I played one match.
I'm the crewmate.
You're a crewmate? Holly's a crewmate. Don't tell the kids. Dead body reported on the main dashboard. Okay, guys. Awesome. Have a good week. Be safe, and we will see you in the RV on the road next Sunday.